Continue to last part. After Soar grabbed Gu Huibi's hand, she began to radiate an aura of fire around her. As she looked at Soar, both she and Yang Cheon froze, momentarily stunned by the intense energy surrounding her. Yang Cheon noticed his sister suddenly stop, and he asked curiously, "Sis?" Then she started to ask him, "Little brother, who is this?" He hurriedly explained, "She's my servant, but she is new and made a mistake, so please," his voice earnest, hoping Huibi wouldn't harm Soar. But to his surprise, Huibi continued to gather her strength, preparing to strike Soar. At that moment, he rushed toward Huibi, shouting, "You are crazy, stop," hoping to stop her before she hurt Soar. Just as Soar braced herself for the hit, tightly closing her eyes in fear, she felt the intense heat of Huibi's aura drawing closer. But to her surprise, instead of a strike, Huibi only pinched her cheek. Soar, shocked by the unexpected gesture, opened her eyes wide, not sure how to react. Yang Cheon stood frozen, completely taken aback by Huibi's unexpected action. He couldn't believe that instead of attacking, she had chosen such a playful gesture. After a moment of pinching Soar's cheeks, Huibi exclaimed, her voice filled with surprise, "Her cheeks look so soft, and they actually live up to expectations." Yang Cheon sighed in relief and then asked her, "Man, you released that much energy just to grab her cheeks?" Huibi didn't respond to his question but instead replied, "And you didn't tell me you had a servant like this." "Hand her over, little brother." "No," Yang Cheon immediately refused. "How interesting, what do you mean?" "To think my dear brother, who normally gives his lovely sister everything, is refusing." She raised an eyebrow, clearly amused by the situation. "What's so special about this servant that you're willing to stand up to me for her?" "Sorry. Was this done by you, elder?" she asked, her gaze fixed on him as she sensed the three-star energy radiating from him. He thought to himself, yeah, her noticing was inevitable. Second elder said, "This old man do nothing, so he changed that much in a few months." She looked at him with an inquisitive expression, eager to interrogate him further. However, noticing the reluctance on his face, she decided not to pry any deeper into the matter. "All right, go meet the clan head, huh? Are you done? I was planning on teaching you a lesson, but I am not in the mood anymore." Yang Cheon silently thanked the heavens for her letting him off the hook. "Then, I'll be on my way." But just before he was about to leave, Huibi tossed something at him. He saw it was an orb tied to a string. He picked it up to examine what it was and said, "What is this? A demonic stone. I don't sense anything, though." Then he asked her, "What is this?" "It is a souvenir. I bought it from a peddler saying it was a good luck charm. Keep it by your side. I will be mad if you don't." And he think, "So it's junk." She walked up to him and said, "If you lose it because you think it's dingy." Then she made a threatening face at him, "I might have to get more lovely with you," while tightly gripping his shoulders. He on this side could only tremble under her strength while trying to answer, "Yes." Then she pulled back and smiled at Yang Cheon, "I knew you were working hard." This image reminds him of the last time he saw her before his reincarnation. "Little brother, stay happy." He didn't know what to say at that moment, then could only say yeah. After his group left, only the second elder and Huibi remained. She spoke first. "You really didn't do anything, second elder. I said this old man was innocent," he said while whistling. Then she fell into deep thought. Last winter, he was only at the proficiency of first star. Compared to Yeonseo, he wasn't able to release here, much less move properly, but now, his energy arts have stabilized, his chi has more than doubled and his body is trained. When I heard that Yeonseo was undergoing solitary training after losing to Yang Cheon, I had my suspicions. But how did he get there so fast? While she was still wondering, the second elder spoke up, "Isn't it amazing? I was surprised as well. I had no clue that child had that much potential. What do you think happened? Why didn't you ask?" "I could tell that he wouldn't explain it to me, so I didn't bother, but he might if his sister asks." Then she explained, "He's my brother. With how long I have known him, I can tell by his eyes, if you say so." "Oh, speaking of noting. That servant, did you notice it as well?" Second elder started sweating. "Well, what about her?" "I asked because I was wondering if I was the only one who noticed something off," she said while the second elder remained silent. "I was not sure, so I inspected her, but she was just chubby." The second elder began to worry and sweat more. "This old man thinks you might just be too sensitive. That child is just a servant." "Oh, I guess so. After fighting demonic beasts for months, I might just be overreacting to nothing." And the second elder thought, she felt that, both you and Yang Cheon truly have fearsome potential. Then he placed his hand on Huibi's head and explained, with even those connected by blood turning their backs, and the whole clan set against Yang Cheon. "I'm grateful to you for taking care of him," he said with a smile in his voice. I have no worries with you here, somebody's gotta take care of my stupid brother. But you should be a little kinder, isn't getting mad at him over an engagement too much? You'd think you were actually mad at him for getting engaged. Oh, about his new fiancé. The sparks around her start flying. Then it flared up even bigger. What whore dared to tough my brother? As for second elder, I guess you aren't quite normal either. Scene changes to clan head's room where Yang Cheon's father and him are meeting. I heard you broke the arm of the lightning dragon. He didn't dare look straight and answer, well, I didn't break it, I just did a little tap. Then both of them fell into an unusual silence.